We shall begin, however, not with Plato and Aristotle, but with the Eleatics. So it's relating to Elea, an ancient Greek city in southwestern Italy, or the school of philosophers that flourished there in about the 5th century BC. Okay, so that's like 2,500 years ago, including Xenophanes, Parmenides, and Zeno. Okay, they are just strange Greek names, but quite famous strange Greek names if you read any history of Greek philosophy. So we don't need to worry about them in too much details. We can just pretty much follow the author's flow of thought and to see what he has to tell us. So now we are quickly jumping into the first section, section A, in this chapter, Eleaticism and Hegel. As everyone knows, the Eleatics denied the reality of becoming or change and of multiplicity. The sole reality, they said, is being. Being alone veritably is. Okay, here we have a quick philosophical tip for you to grasp the concept. So now we are really getting into the real philosophy discussion. So the first concept we encounter is about Eleaticism and Hegel, and the relation between them, of course. But we don't need to worry about it right now. We only need to know that in the center stage of this discussion, we have being versus becoming, and Eleaticism favors being over becoming, or they deny becoming entirely. What does becoming mean? In Hegelian term, becoming basically means it's a combination of being and nothing, and it's a self-generating process. But again, we probably don't need to worry about it right now. We can pretty much follow Stace's footstep to just digest all these concepts step by step. So now we have being, inevitably. So being, basically, you can pretty much understand it in two manners. The first approach, I would say, is in language. So being in language is basically the verb, the be, the is, the are, the am, I am, he is, it is. This is being. In linguistic term, being also represents, well, as the phrase indicates, human being, for instance. So being also refers to a very unique form of existence. But in subsequent texts, we will learn that being is actually different from existence, but that's really a more advanced topic, so we don't need to worry about it right now. We can just follow the text and check out how Stace himself, the author himself, untangle all this mystery in Greek philosophy. So according to Eleaticism, becoming is not at all. It is illusion, and being is one. Being is the absolute, in Hegelian term again. Only the one is. Again, is also refers to being. If you want to read real philosophical texts, this is a very basic knowledge that you need to keep in mind. The many is not. Okay, here is another discussion about singularity and multiplicity. Just don't worry about it right now. It also is illusion. The illusory world of becoming and multiplicity is the world of sense. It is this ordinary world that is known to us through our eyes and ears and hands, through sensation generally. So to sum up, now we have the one versus many, and its relation is equal to truth versus sensation, which the latter represents illusion. And by the way, this is not Hegel's own understanding about truth. This is really very ancient Greek philosophy. So true being is apprehended only by the eye of reason. So contrary to sensational illusion, true being is apprehended only by the eye of reason. It is not only to the senses. So now we really can see this clear distinction that Eleaticism draws. Even though Hegel would disagree, but this is a quite critical foundation for Hegelian philosophy and his dialectics. So true being cannot be seen, touched, and felt. It is neither here nor there, neither then nor now. And by the way, whenever you see here, there, then, now in a philosophical text, you would immediately tell yourself it involves the discussion about space and time. This is also quite important to keep in mind. Only by thought, reason, can we reach it. It is true that Parmenides, incongruously, which means inconsistent, said that being is globe-shaped and occupies space, which contradicts with the statement that true being is not about space and time, right? Which previously just has been stated. And this implies that it is material and so ought to be perceptible by the senses. But this is merely one of the qualities natural to primitive thinking. Well, because he lived 2,500 years ago, it shouldn't surprise you that he, just like many important philosophers throughout history, also made mistakes. Parmenides could not help trying to frame a pictorial image of being, and this is his mistake. And all such images must necessarily be thought of as having some shape. And so Parmenides fell into this inconsistency. But the opposite thought, that being is nowhere and nowhen, that it is not an object of sense, is the real inner teaching of the Eleatics. Okay, the last two sentences are pretty self-explanatory, so I guess today's lesson is up to now. Thank you for watching and listening.